Welcome back to another Mind the Mic podcast. I'm your host, Shubs, here with a very good friend of mine and a very special guest, of course, my brother, Sunday Ancient One, Walesi Louis. What's good, my brother?
Oh, gratitude for having me, brother.
Always, my brother.
Good to
Always.
be back.
Yeah, good to have you, my brother. So for anybody that doesn't know who you are or what you get up to, can you give us a little background for the people?
I'm a holistic health and corrective high performance coach. I specialize in helping people in their mental, emotional, physical, and even spiritual health and wellness in all different aspects and all different approaches through self-mastery.
And how did you get on that journey, brother, for anybody that's listening?
I grew up in New Zealand, and if anyone's obviously, you know that. I ended up getting into martial arts at a young age to learn how to look after myself, and then I got really, really into it to the point where I just love doing it for myself. And then over the years, growing up into my adulthood, I eventually found myself wanting to find a way to use what has been help me to help other people. And then this personal training ad came across the TV one day, and this was during the 2008 recession. I'd been laid off maybe 3 times, working as a basic welder and rigger. And I thought at that moment that's it right there. I want to start there. I've always loved going to the gym, fitness, martial arts, and then I just started from there. And I've been working in the health and wellness industry for about a good 15 years now.
Yeah, the 15 years.
Yeah, 15 years, man.
What was it like growing up back home, and where did you grow up?
I was born in Hamilton, and then when I was about 7, me and my family moved to Whakatane. Beautiful place, beautiful. Especially when I moved over here, I realized how beautiful it really was and what I just moved away from. Rough neighborhood, gangs, all that stuff. Here's the reason why I needed to learn to look after myself. But it was also a good upbringing. You know, our culture always kept us grounded, kept me grounded. And I appreciate having that actually. You know, even I was also one of the very few, like a lot of us that grew up with around a lot of alcoholism, domestic violence, all of that stuff. Which really, I didn't know it took a toll on me until my older years, until I became a father myself.
Yep.
Which also really pushed me towards wanting to get on this personal development journey for myself as I became a personal trainer to start with. And then I learned about what the personal development area is. And then from there on, it's just growing. It's just growing. I've just grown from there. Learning from many different aspects of life, modalities from, holistic health to quantum physics, and learning about how the brain works and trauma, how that takes a toll on not just the mind, but a person's personality, character, their body, how it conflicts with an individual's spiritual nature. Because a lot of us, we want to do good things, we want to be good people, but then there's a lot of these things that are triggering us and pulling us back and pushing us this way more, and we just don't know why, because we never got the guidance on, we don't actually know that there's an invisible rope just tugging us, and until we eventually stop ourselves and sit down and just ask the big question, why?
Yeah.
Why this? Why that? And just letting the answers be whatever the answers are. Getting comfortable with that, so that when you know what the problem is, then you can actually do something about it. Which then led me on my journey of self-mastery, and then that led me into helping other people doing the same.
Yeah. So you talked about culture, brother. What cultures do you come from?
I'm half Maori, half Samoan with a Chinese background, which I've learned all of us Polynesians have.
Not just when we laugh here.
But In Whakatane, I grew up mostly on my mother's side, so the Maori side, and in
Yep.
Whakatane, we were probably maybe the only islanders there. So my dad wasn't that strong with his anymore.
Okay.
He grew up with his own trauma in that area, so when him and all of his siblings left home, it's almost as if they just left their culture behind as well because they had such a bad taste of it in their mouth. So I mostly grew up around our te reo, all the tipino, the te rangi waiwai of around Whakatane.
Yep.
A real hearty place when you get through all the rough areas and you get to know the people. It's a very culturally centered and really tribally strong community. At least it was back when I grew up there.
Solid, my brother. So are you in touch with your Samoan side at all? Like much of it, like when it comes to understanding the language or like the culture much, or how does that work for you?
Slowly learning the language now.
Yeah.
I have been for a while now, just getting used to the different words and all that stuff. Other cultural wise, the traditions and stuff like that, been familiar with for years.
Yeah. Like tikanga sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's very similar to Maori as well. All of us Polynesians, I guess, we've all pretty much got our same traditions, and we just do it in a different way, Instead of a hangi, they do hula or hula, stuff like that, and it's above ground, not in the ground, things like that. Other traditions where we look after the elders first, which is pretty much also the same in Maori, but just in more a different, I guess, nature of rhythm. And then, there's the obvious, our sense of humor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the big one, I think. Like on top of everything else is the cheekiness, and the you don't mind having a laugh.
You put them all together, you'll be able to pick. All right, that one's Samoan, Tongan, Cook Island.
Bro, like, and I don't know, but like from like just in my experience, bro, I reckon sometimes Maoris are the funniest, but they're like the stupidest probably too. Like just because you know what I think too, just from my understanding and growing up around like and then having whānau from all Cook Island, Tongan, Samoan, I think also we don't grow up as restricted in church a lot of times. Like some Maoris do, but it's less churchy than like a lot of our other island brothers where church is the everything of life, right? Whereas a lot of ours we grew up on the marae, so a lot of it we also grow up being a bit more being able to be a bit more cheekier and being able to be a bit more like take the piss out of things a bit more, or being, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the time, some of my island cousins that I grew up with, they'll be cheeky, but they have to be low key. Whereas a lot of us are openly like that because, like I said, it's not really sort of church driven. It's more fend for yourself, like you know what I mean. We don't have to go to church every Sunday, or our world doesn't revolve around that. It literally, most of the time, revolves around partying, which isn't good. But you find you make your own fun, and end up taking the piss out of each other the most. I don't know. This is my own experience, because
that's definitely they're very church related, and they're very strict in Samoan ways. Kids, but with Maori, we're a lot more free ranged, right?
Yeah, a lot more free range. Yeah, we'll roam a bit more, especially as youth and that, growing up. You know what I mean? We can be. And like I said, this is just my own experiences, like that I've experienced. Like, could be different for like many others, but yeah, for sure. So on the culture side of things, how do you think that contributes to the work you do today, brother? Does it play a part besides being your identity? Like, do you take things from your cultures that you implement in your mahi, your work today?
Definitely. Especially since having lived in Australia for as long as I have now, and just
how old were you when you came over? Actually,
I was 16.
Oh yeah, been a minute.
16. Yeah. So it's been a bit. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it is. But definitely, culture definitely plays a part, and definitely on how we turn out as adults, confidence wise, self-awareness wise. Personality wise, I grew up, in New Zealand, you kind of, especially if you grow up in those rough neighborhoods, there's always that distinguished class of, rich white people, and then there's us.
A lot of the time, yes.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Pretty much.
But that's it. And then there might be those, wealthy Maori families, and you can tell them a mile apart because the bros that I grew up with, they're a lot more, I guess, self-aware, less anxious, confident, more vibrant because they're in a lot less of a stressed out environment.
Wait, but did you? I don't know. For me, the ones that I grew up around, not grew up around, that I seen growing up, a lot of them they still had like a Pākehā mum or a Pākehā dad that was quite wealthy or came from. I don't know. That's me. I don't know. I didn't really see too many two-parent Maori homes that were fucking that wealthy. Well, when I was a kid, I don't really. But I could be wrong, you know.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, and all these bros, I would always wait to see their parents. When there was one of those days,
actual. One of them. Yeah, one of them, mate. And they, like, you know, people were like, it makes sense, because in our heads we're like, right, that ain't not that it's not right, because we should all be, you know, able to fucking attain whatever levels of success. But you know, because of whatever social, you know, the way that society's been structured in a lot of these, you know, colonized culture, you know, countries, you know, a lot of the time the brown or black people are, you know, behind the 8 ball, and doesn't mean you can't make it too, but you know what I mean, and keep going and whatever it is. But yeah, you're right, cuz like, let me just wait and see what the parents look like, because one of them's gonna be, I think one of them's gonna be yeah.
Like, is that your dad, really?
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. No, that's what I'm saying. You know, people probably call that racist today, like, oh, that's racist. Like, nah, it's just how we thought.
That's how we grew up. Yeah. And then it made me think, as I've gotten older and realized just how much things really do play out cultural wise. When we were younger, I mean, I've been interacting with Australians.
Yeah.
How their upbringings are very may sound shit, but I seem to find it very plastic, very stagnant.
What do you mean plastic? Can you like elaborate on plastic?
It's almost as if their parents didn't know how to love and talk to their children and be emotionally available for them. So it was just very, you know, just as if they were talking to them.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one. It was a lot of time they'd be loved with like gifts or something, right? Oh, no, that's what I experienced. Or like not really time.
Yeah, no, not really time. Almost as if it's very transactional, I should say, not very plastic. Very transactional.
Yeah, transactional. Yeah.
And then they turn out like that, but the same. And then it also varies from different person. You know, some are very stuck in these old certain ways, and then there's some of them where I look in their eyes and I can just see that they've always wanted this sense of maybe just family, but they don't know what it's like because they didn't grow up around that. Whereas our culture, we're very family orientated, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Have to be, but that's it. Yeah, a lot of time because they bloody, because you got fucking 6 of them all in your bed. No, you know, whether it's your cousins or whatever, everybody's all bloody living on top of each other. You got no choice. Sharing fucking a packet of chips. Guys, you better give me some of those chips, cuz. You know,
sharing chips, sharing shoes, sharing a pillow, sharing a blanket,
top and tail, brother, so you can fit. You know, on the bed. Yeah, one goes to the top, one goes. 100. But you know, I noticed the difference in for me anyway, in a lot of the experiences I've had with, I guess, Pākehā, Pālangi, is when they come from big families. Like theirs is a bit more towards our dynamic because they have to be. Because I know it's not usually the social norm for a lot of for Caucasian breeders to have big families, right? As much as it's normal in Polynesian culture, like everybody has that usually. Majority have, like, if it's not big family, like your own kids, it's all your nephews and nieces that live with you if your parents, you know what I mean? Like something like that, you know, or they're always around. Like, I noticed that probably different, like with friends that I've had that have been from big families. I've noticed, okay, he's got that vibe too, like here. Yeah.
Yep. No, yeah. And I was, the same thing with Australians that I've met over here. You can tell that they've grown up in a different kind of a environment, aside from the colonizing ways of how British raised each other, they treated their own people like shit as well. Which
Yeah.
a lot of people really don't take into consideration. So then obviously those descendants are going to grow up shit as well. With the shit mind,
That's
angry,
right, brother.
easily frustrated. And then their kids grow up around that, and then so forth and so forth and so forth.
A lot of like houseos, brother, like a lot of low socioeconomic, Palangis and Pākehā people that grow up in those areas. They're a lot of the salt of the earth people too, because they grow up in the same experiences and having to share a blanket and share a pillow and all of that, and also intertwine with a lot of our cultures, and maybe it rubs off as well. You know what I mean? Definitely. Yeah, and you're right, brother. That's what people forget too. With colonization, they also brought, the word pom means prisoner of Mother England, the word pommy. But like, people forget that like those were their own prisoners, their own people. I think even during the transatlantic slave trade, the cheapest slaves were the Irish. You know what I mean? Like, so we're talking like potato famine and stuff like that. People forget that a lot of as much as like there's, I think for me, brother, I think even more than even skin color, it's more probably class that's like a more of a plight, because it's you can be black, you can be brown, you can be white, whatever. A lot of the time it is white, because a lot of the time they have more of the opportunities. Yeah. But you could be any color, because you could be a fucking Maori that's rich and then fucking be uppity as fuck and steal from your people and whatever. You know what I mean? You can be Chinese, whatever. Like you could, but it's when you're in a certain class and you believe you're owed and due more than anybody else because of your status. Like that's the shit that shits me. Like monarchies, for example, brother. I don't really ride with monarchies at all, because like, just let's say, Walesi, son Walesi, he's a fucking good man, he's a good human, he's a good king. That doesn't mean your son's gonna be, brother. Like it could be. He could be. Like you put in the way you are with your son, I'm sure he would be. But a lot of the times when you're a monarch, you don't get that much time with your son. You know what I mean? So you don't get to
other people doing it.
Yeah, the other people doing it. So when they get to become the one that becomes the next in line just because of their blood, but they didn't earn it. You know what I mean? They didn't earn it. Like, so yeah, that's what for me, when monarchies in it, I don't really ride with them, G, because like, one, obviously we were colonized by monarchies and all that shit anyway. But I just think, yeah, like it's all and then if you go to like Britain or something like that, like all that whole house is built on indigenous fucking people all around the world, like the diamonds, the gold, the fucking, you know what I mean? These palace walls were built off of the backs of our fucking, our people and people all around, and also again enslaved Irish or enslaved whites that were lower than them, that they thought we put into work for them. You know what I mean? So yeah, classism is a big plight on the world, I think, bro. Class.
And it's still around today. It's just different. It's just labeled different. It's just labeled different. It's marketed different.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just feel, but because of the marketing is different, a lot of people feel as if, we're all integrated now, we're all just one people and all that, blah, 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 blah. Really deep down, we're still fresh off that colonizing age. We're still very fresh off it. We're still very fresh, especially from us.
So fresh, brother. So now, only 100 years ago, cuz we were fighting them just over 100 years ago, which is one person. Like people can live for 100 years, right? That's one person ago. We were literally at war with the British. Yeah. And then 10 years later, World War I happens, and they're like, come and fight for us. And going like, let's go together. Like we just had Anzac Day, right? Last week. Me and the bro, we did a live about it, and it was more on the thing of, obviously I pay respects to all our forefathers that gave their lives, for us. But I also am not dumb enough to, like, I'm not blind to like know that they died for rubbish. They died for fucking bullshit, bro. Like literally greedy politicians, greedy fucking bankers, greedy monarchs, fake ass. You know what I mean? That's the literal reasons. And we can acknowledge and honor them as like serving with a purpose in their heart, that they did it for. Some of them just went to. Some of them even, like, I know some old stories of Maori that just wanted to go and see the world, because they're in middle of Aotearoa, bumfuck nowhere in New Zealand. You go, hey, I can go to fucking Europe. What is Europe? In the fucking 40s, let's go, cars. Whatever. Like that's that too. and then just to get out. But even the ones that, like, if you win and if you still serve with a in your heart, you're doing it to serve your country and your people, brother, like, big up to you. But also, I'm not dumb enough to like sit there and all blind, like I said, to be like, I'm gonna, just bow my head and lest we forget, and then not realize that, hey, how many of these wars were actually real? Like, like, not real as in the toll that it took on humanity, but I mean real as in that the causes were legit and we were actually fighting for our freedom, right?
Yeah.
Like we
That's
really
an intelligent wordplay in that least we forget, because that when you say that, you're focusing on forgetting what the real big picture is.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
That's
Let's
what
see.
they would say.
Let's see.
It's
Yeah,
pretty much
yeah.
saying, let's forget it all.
Let's forget it all. Yeah, exactly, my brother.
Let's not think too much about, wait, why did they go to war again? Why did they really go to war? Why?
Yeah.
Why were these countries actually at, who started it? Who had the first conversation? Who initiated it? What was it really about?
What was the reasons? Like, all we know all our life is that little boy on the corner when it was wartime back in the day saying, read all about it, because that was the only news you had. And like, people that are awake to the news talking smack now, like, if you just woken up recently to the fact that a lot of the mainstream media is driven by, a lot of the people that I guess run the world, that put money into all of these wars and all of that kind of stuff. Like, it's in their interest for the stuff to be projected on the screens and be put into your brain. Like, there's reasons for that. Like, if you think that they only just lied recently, like around COVID, you woke up like, cuz they've been lying all our lives. Cuz they've been lying way before that. Cuz they've been lying when that little boy was on the corner. How do we know what was written in their paper was real? Our grandparents just believed it because that's the only news they had.
That's
you know what I mean?
They were undereducated. Deeply.
Not
and
their
that was
fault
on purpose. That was on purpose.
100.
They wanted certain few up there with them, the rest everyone down here. Don't teach them this. Don't teach them about this true spiritual nature. Don't teach them about metaphysics. Don't teach them about manifestations. Don't teach them about language or words, apart from exactly what we need them to do, which is to whatever it is that we need them to do to build this for us and do this for us and so forth and so forth. And it still goes on today, just differently.
100%, brother. 100%. And I like all of it. And then when you say, oh, yeah, but like, it doesn't just start in the media. It starts in the classroom, brother. They put you into a thing. They put you into a thing to make your brain numb to, like, the whole school system was set up by the Rockefellers in the 1800s to make workers to work in factories to make robots. That's why you got a bell, because it's like an assembly line. You go fucking. That's why you're told to sit down, shut up, put your hand up if you want to speak. If you figure something out that's not the way they told you, you're wrong. Like, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff, because they want you to be molded. That's why a lot of the times people that are higher education, not always, but people that, especially if you're higher education, but you don't, have alternative thought, a lot of the time they're the most brainwashed because they're the most systematic. They've gone all the way. They've been in the factory the longest. You know what I mean? Like, so if you notice when like COVID happened and all of that stuff happened, a lot of the biggest people that were against like any, like, there was conspiracies, but from what I've seen, a lot of it wasn't wrong. So they were against a lot of it, right? But then, like, obviously been proven wrong a lot of times, or they just moved the goalpost. A lot of them were like higher education people, they like, and people that I know that are like bachelors, masters that I'm family with or friends, bro, they were like, hell no, you bloody blah blah blah. Like, some of them are woken up now, like, fucking hell. But because I understand, because like they're the most systematic. They've been in it since 4 years old, 5 years old, all the way till they're fucking 30, whatever plus. Like, in that system of like, this is all the knowledge you should understand. Do you know Graham Hancock?
If I see his face.
Oh, okay. He's an author, but he has like Footprints of the Gods was like one of his books back in the days, and he's got heaps. But it's all about like challenging narratives set by archaeology or by like historians, because once a narrative set, right, like for example, Columbus and the whole 10,000 years that the Americas had been apart from the Bering Strait Iceland bridge that was there, that they said, then it obviously defrosted and disconnected the worlds, and all of these people populated the Americas from Asia, and then they found, using the same technology, that there's tools that could have only been used by man, 100,000 years before that. So you're telling people, but because the Columbus story is set in stone, this fucking coward Columbus.
That
But like
indoctrination.
that indoctrination is like, but you can't, if you're an archaeologist and you're trying to get shit published or peer reviewed, you can't get it through because it goes against the narrative that's already set. Like humanity, like that's it. Like this is humanity. There was the new world, the old world. We reconnected, and this. Yeah, but anyway, I'm not here for fucking me. We're here for you. We said about. We said about your culture and how it influences your work you do today, brother. How is it?
How it influences my work today? Mana, definitely. It's one of my 6 core values I teach.
Oh, they are.
So there's 6 core values, which is love, leadership, courage, patience, honor, and mana. And mana is something I always especially try and get just people associated with to help them get more in tune with their spiritual nature, because that's a big part of being a human being. You can't fully be yourself until you really connect with a higher sense of yourself, of connection with everything, with yourself, with nature, with the divine energy of the universe. This is how we, when we try and just mentally process things, we can only go so much. We can only go so far into our mind to the point where we need outside influence. And we can read books, we can get coaching and stuff like that, but until we allow ourselves to become more in tune with our mana, to express ourselves authentically, and then the brain starts to unlock many different pathways to ourselves, which then elevates our self-awareness to levels that you cannot get to without spirituality. And that's something that our cultures definitely taught me growing up. That mana, that heartiness, that stand up at a random assembly and it's time to do a haka, you just do it like that.
Boom. Yeah, it's in you.
Like that.
Yeah. It's in you.
No warm up, no waiting for someone else to stand up. That's something that really comes from our culture, as in, our mana, that strength, that internal power. Power.
Is that how you would explain mana to someone who's never heard of the term?
Yep. It's exactly how it's your internal power. And a lot of people might think willpower. I say no.
Nah, different, eh?
No, the willpower is probably maybe the second phase. Mana is first. Mana is the center, is the source. It's where willpower comes from. You can only will something else.
Go of mana.
The mana. Something has to already be there, and the first thing that's already there is that divine mana of the universe, of nature, of our ancestral line. Everyone that's ever come before you, that's built you, the fabric of your DNA, your bones, your muscles, your organs, all of it. So when people will something out, it's already coming from a place.
Mana. You're speaking on mana. Like what when you came in and I was playing Maori music, is that part of that what you speak about? Like that, when I don't know, for me, when I hear our reo, when I hear it sung, especially, when I hear haka, like, do you feel like that's mana that's part of the mana of our reo, of our language, of our which is connected to our ancestors? Because like when you came in, and I remember like when we started this, I was playing. I always, just when I feel a bit low, even like I'll give you an example. My daughter, brother, which is my second child, when she was being born, and her mother was, going through it as they do. Shout out to our women, man. They go through some hectic shit to bring our babies into this world, cuzzy. Holy Rick. Apparently it's because Eve ate the apple. I don't know, but anyway, but bro, straight up, cuz. But like, bro, there's a song called Kamanu, brother, which is, it's like a collection of Maori artists, but it was around the Ihu Matau, like when they were making a stand over there for the land in it. But I don't know, just like they could have been just talking about fucking something silly even, but the reo in that, when I played that song for her, brother, like it just reminds her reminds us of her being born, and like, there was a period where she's, just in pain and this and that, and she's just going through it, brother. And my daughter's stubborn, brother. She didn't want to come out. You know what I mean? So she was playing games, played that song, brother. But like, even myself, because even though I'm not trying to claim like I went through it, but when we're there with them, we're also feeling that energy, of like fuck, like the pain, and we're trying to bring like give our mana to the situation as well, and pump her up. Well, I was anyway. I'm trying to make her laugh and trying to just keep her going, brother, and play that song, cousin. And then like both of us, she remembers that moment too. It's like, that give her the, like, baby didn't come straight away, but there was a significant moment. Like every time I ever hear that song, I always think of that, like just her birthing our daughter, which is a fucking a mana moment, like the most mana you can have. You're having children, you know what I mean? Your mana carrying on your lineage. Yeah. Anyway, back to
that
son
activates that internal strength. That's
yes,
back to the source just by hearing it.
Yeah,
by seeing it. Like even when you're doing, even if you're just watching a haka or listening to it, it activates that internal power.
Yeah, because I was tired, because like, and I'm not gonna say fucking obviously she didn't fucking have anything, but I was tired, and I was like, bro, I need to pick me up, and I played that song and fucking give me a bit of a boost there, to carry on for the day. Because straight up, I was like, trying to keep her in the shower, trying to keep her like, and then fucking I'm just like, I'm not gonna claim that I was the worst off, of course not. Fucking she's giving birth, but I was like, bro, I'm lagging, cuz I'm like, I need a boost, cuz. Yeah, because I'm like, come on, girl, trying to pump her up, and then fucking we played their songs. She gave me mana, gave me a boost, cuz straight up. Yeah, the mana. So what are those core principles again, my brother? Oh, sorry, what'd you say?
Well, that's how our culture's really promoted. Not just promoted, it's been built around mana, and same with many indigenous cultures around the world. In their own different way. When they hear us sing, I was watching someone, I can't remember where she was back home. One of her friends put her on the mic. It was a big crowd. They gave her the mic to sing a song, so she chose this. She chose a Maori song that a lot of people knew, and within 3 seconds, everyone in the crowd is singing. It was fucking beautiful. And that type of mana is the type of mana.
Oh, was it the other day? Was that like an auditorium? We're fucking in the stands, brother. Was that one? It was like in the stands.
I'm not too sure.
Okay. Sorry. Oh no. I seen one recently. Yeah, but I think it was at the regionals in Gold Coast, Kapahaka regionals. Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
Wait, actually, it might have been actually in an auditorium.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And then the lady's like, "Oh, finally put her on the spot there." So then she just start pelting out, and then everyone, as we do, because every time you have a fight corridor, after every fight corridor, there's a waiata, like, all right, and we're just used to getting up, and if you know the words, you just get up and sing, or you sing from where you are. That's part of it. Mana too. Mana.
That's it, and that's what unifies us as a tribe, because we're very tribal people. As human beings are a tribal species. That's how we're supposed to operate. That's how we build. That's how we grow. The whole saying is, it takes a tribe, a village, to raise a child. And it's true, because they get nurtured and influenced in the different many aspects of the tribe.
Yeah, that's
what makes us very unique.
Yeah, that's it. So tribe living legacy. If someone says, "What's tribe living legacy?" What's that?
That's one tribe, one life, one legacy. Living that life the way you want to as a tribe, one tribe supporting each other, and from that comes a good legacy for our children and therefore afterwards. And that's
Can you speak on that, brother? Can you speak on your legacy, your children? Can you speak on them? Like how many children you have and what the goals?
6. Oh wait, 6. No, I got 8.
Oh no, wait. So what's the ages and like what can you share about them?
My wife at the moment, she already had 2 boys. So
that's why I say 8. That's their mana.
They're 14 and 15, like 12 and 15. My boy Zedekiah, he just turned 13. My oldest girl, Leah, my special needs girl.
Yeah.
She's 16. Fuck. It's a long time. My 2 young, beautiful girls, 5 and 2. So a lot of different age groups. All very unique, all very, I try and always just look to promote whatever makes them. And
Yeah.
who are them? What is them? What is their energy like?
What do they enjoy? What do they thrive off? Where do they find their mana?
Thrive off.
Or like where's their mana go towards?
That's right.
Yeah.
Where's their money going towards? Yep.
Where does the name Zedekiah come from?
Zedekiah, because I love ancient history, and Zedekiah was a old king back in the religious ages who went around conquering other kingdoms. But he was a good king because he went around liberating kingdoms that were enslaving their people and just ripping them off. So when he would conquer their kingdom, he'd take all the gold and he'd just give it back to the people, and then he'd move on.
Oh, Robin Hood. So he was the original Robin Hood. So
Robin Hood.
Get rid of the names and switch it to fucking Robin Hood. Switch it to Zedekiah. Let's go. That's cool, brother. Yeah. Where was he from? Exactly. Yeah.
He was from. Oh, jeez, I'm trying to remember now. I actually can't remember. I think he was born in. It's not Jerusalem. Whatever the country that was named, what it was next to it at the time.
Oh, those ways, eh? Yeah, those ways.
Yeah.
Up those ways.
But I've also read stories that he was born in the Mediterranean.
Well, the Mediterranean Sea is right there. Like if you're in Tel Aviv in what they call now Israel, if you're in Tel Aviv, that's the Mediterranean right there, cuz.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, all along there, all along. It's solid. Up to Zedekiah, cuz. Me. And you speak about Leah. Is her name Leah?
Aaliyah, yeah.
Yeah, Aaliyah. So can you speak on her and like special needs? But that's pretty hectic, brother. Like what you've been through with her and stuff, and what she, what's the go?
Yeah, she was born with cerebral palsy. She was born profoundly deaf, and she's epileptic with also slow motor development. So when she was about 6 weeks in the belly, they said that she was going to be Down syndrome at first, and then 8 months it changed to she's not going to be Down syndrome, but she does have this virus called CMV, which is stands for cytomegalovirus, which causes calcification to build up in the brain. And then it was still very fresh and new. People that are still trying to study it, even around the world, not many people knew what the possible side effects would be from being born. One thing they did say or confirm was that when she was born, they said that she will either be born deaf or blind. She was born deaf.
True. So what's the so how old are you at the time when she's born? And like, does that obviously changes your life? That changes your life big time, huh?
Yeah, I was 18. But obviously, when she was a baby, they weren't noticeable. She was still just a normal baby. It wasn't until she was about 2. Actually, no, 1. When babies start really trying to sit up, crawl.
Yeah.
She wasn't doing any of that, and we tried to set her up. She couldn't position herself. She couldn't hold herself, and then just acknowledging that that her being deaf was also another big factor. And noticing and just trying to we still talk to her, treated her as normal. I always did, always have, even still to this day. And then as she just got older, her disabilities got more obvious. They got more severe. They've declined in nature, especially now that she's pretty much a young woman. So obviously, in about the last 5 years, we've had carer support come in to help.
Yeah,
which has been a big help, and is one of my goals to help get her set up comfortably for when she finishes school. Yeah, she's still in school at the moment, but when she finishes school, she's going to need carers 24/7.
What's school like for her? Like, give us a school day for her.
School day for her? Oh, she pretty much just goes there and has all these people waiting on her.
Yeah, man.
That's take it. Swimming, feed her, walk her around, do all these little sensory activities with her, and even if she doesn't understand or want to do it, or she just loves interacting with people. Really, she's got good eyes. She's got a very high sense. So if she could be looking in one direction, if I want her attention, all I have to do is speak to her and just really send my energy towards her way, and she'll just turn. She'll just turn.
Mm.
And a lot of people didn't believe me at first, but then now over the years, they understand because her senses are much heightened due to her being deaf. So even though she was diagnosed with slow motor development, she's not slow. She's probably too smart for her own good. It's just she's unable to get up and do anything about it because of her cerebral palsy. Very tight limbs, wheelchair bounded, things like that. So yeah, that's been a rough journey. All the operations I've had to watch her go through. It's one of the worst things as a parent is when you see your children going through something that you just actually can't do anything about. All I can do is lift, pick her up, carry her there. That's it. And over the years, it's really played a toll on my own mental health. Then when I became consciously aware of that, I realized I had to do something about it.
Was that 5 years ago you became consciously aware of it, or was it more recently?
No, I would say 5 years ago.
When you got the
5 years ago.
Sort of, yeah.
I started realizing, it was just getting too much. And I would always start questioning myself, like, why did this happen to her? Why me? You start asking all these bigger questions even deeper, and then you eventually get to the point where I just had to focus on what I could do now. What I could do for myself can only be as good as what I'm doing for myself right now.
Yeah.
So I started working on myself even more, and this is where I came up with these 6 core values to just master myself every day, every morning when I wake up as a man, as a father.
Daily, every day, no matter what.
No matter what. Yeah. Every morning, meditate, get in the gym, train, read.
What if you're sick?
I don't get sick.
Let's go, baby.
I don't get sick. Haven't been sick for about 4 years. No, maybe 2 years. I came down with it, but it was just food poisoning.
Oh, okay.
I'm really tight with my eating. I'm real clean with my eating.
When you say clean, like what you got? What you chucking in there? Like what's clean for you?
Eat organic. I always tell people eat organic as much as possible.
Not that shit at Woolworths, eh? I seen that one now, brother. I seen that video.
Not that shit at Woolworths.
All of this is crap. All of this is
One of my clients would say, well, is this good? Is this good? I say, look, if it's not organic, it's not good. But at the same time, I'm realistic. I understand that, eating organic is fucking expensive. It is. Yeah. And it's not common to come across. So you've got to adapt. You've got to think. For me,
but they've made it that way, though, eh, brother? They've made it that way.
And that's what I tell people. Hey, remember, this is all set up this way. Even the supermarkets, they're all set up in a specific way where this is their first. This is their first. Same with all these junk food places. Hungry Jack's, KFC. The reason why you can smell them is because they purposely make sure that smell is in the air. Otherwise, every shop you walk past, you would smell their food, but you don't unless you're inside of it.
Fucking KFC gets me good.
Still
getting me, cuz. No.
I was watching this video of this Polynesian father. He's talking to his daughter, talking about it. He's asking her, "How was your day?" And she's like, "It was good. This girl was teasing me about you." And then the dad's like, well, "What did she say?" And the daughter says, "Oh, your dad's really fat. He must eat McDonald's a lot." And she says, "Nah, he doesn't even like McDonald's." And the dad's like, "Yeah, she likes KFC." He's like, what else did she say? Hey. Oh, my dad will beat your dad. Yeah. What did you say? My dad's not afraid of anyone except my mom.
That might be the worst colonizing, like the fucking supporting the racist chicken old colonel. I'm still colonized from the colonel.
Well, fuck, these are essential things that people really need to know, because then it helps them wake up themselves. People have to wake themselves up. You can teach people as much as you can, but they got to work for
yeah.
themselves up.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's up to the individual. But even I remember us having a conversation before about. Remember you were talking about the feelings and the meat and shit like that. Can you speak on that stuff? Remember that
So
shit? That
tainted
shit
meat.
tripped me out. Yeah, or just about that. Like about you got to think about the emotions of them. Or like, oh, what the fuck? I didn't think about that. It was ages ago you told me this. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, this is why it's really important when you, if you eat meat, you gotta really be careful about where you get your meat from, because tortured animals, especially, these are your factory farm animals. Tortured animals, high stress level hormones. High stress level hormones goes in the blood, which means it goes in the meat. So then you're consuming all of that. That's why a lot of people have all these irritability syndromes. They're very frustrated and impatient easily. It's because a lot of that is from too much stress hormones in the body. Not just their own that they're producing, but the ones that they're eating.
Wow. Yeah, I remember you saying that to me, bro, and I was like, "Fuck!" I don't think about my steak's feelings, but she, okay, yeah, but it makes sense. It makes sense, brother. Like, you are what you eat. KFC, no, nah, fuck.
I don't know if KFC is still actually serving real chicken, but I'm gonna probably doubt that.
Nah, and you know what, cuz the drumsticks are way smaller. It's like, bro, these are some little ass chickens, cuz. Yeah, straight up, even if they are chickens, bro.
They're probably like, pigeons.
Yeah, pigeons, they are, cuz.
Cutting their cost.
Yeah, pigeon, KFP. Hey, brother, yeah, 100.
They're always trying to look for ways to cut costs, but keep up production value.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot of them pigeons flying around. Maybe they went to Mike Tyson's house because he likes pigeons.
Yeah. I was actually talking to someone about pigeons the other day, because just real quick about how you'll find them in public areas, right? And that's because pigeons were one of the first original messenger birds.
Yes.
So human beings, we actually used them a lot. So they had their ability to survive in the wild bred out of them over ages of us, because they were domesticated.
Oh, domesticated pigeons, eh?
Domesticated pigeons.
Oh, you didn't think about it like that, eh? That they like these actually domesticated. Oh, let's go.
And then when they came up with a different delivery system and didn't use pigeons anymore, they just fucked them off. They just take them, and then they became known as the rat birds or some shit like that.
Yeah. But originally it was, again, humans, they dirty humans.
Dirty humans.
Dirty fucking humans there. Okay, unfortunately. Paru humans, eh?
And that's how just colonizing behavior has always been. You know, our ancestors, we always respected nature in its way, and we worked with the land. We didn't just accumulate shit, use it, and then dump it. That's why we fucking got rubbish everywhere. That's why we use plastic. It's because of that westernized colonizing mentality of just use whatever to produce it. And when we don't use it, just discard it.
Throw it away, because
it doesn't matter where it ends up.
True, but
now we've got shitloads of fucking rubbish polluting our lands, our oceans, our water. Now they're doing it to the air.
100
It's that mentality of not having that connection to look after the land and each other and work more sustainably, which is another thing that at Tribal Living Legacy that we do. We get into helping people become more self-sustainable, whether that be through business, growing your own food. I always tell people, grow your own food. Grow your own food. It'll be the best food you ever eat. Get some chickens, easy to kill.
Yep.
Rip those feathers off.
Rip those feathers off, cuzzy.
Rip those feathers off. Your own meat is always better.
That's up. Yeah. What you read? You writing a book at the moment, because what's the guy? You doing a book?
I wrote a book. I just put all my self-mastery knowledge and information into what I call a method, which is I call martial mana mastery. So it's a martial way of developing your mana and your mastery within yourself. And it's just a simple guide on how I've done it, and based on the ancient wisdom that our ancestors lived by, following along with modern day science, quantum mechanics practices, and just putting it in a routine for people to You know, give them some sort of guide. You know, if you come to the earth, right? Let's say when we're born, a lot of us don't know who we are, why we are here, until we're told it when we get older. But you know, because we don't get a handbook saying, "All right, you're gonna get born on Earth. Here's your handbook. Read it, remember it. This is what you're going there for, and so forth." We have to pretty much figure it out on our own, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this guide is pretty much a guide to help people figure out what their path is here, what their purpose is here, and a way to strengthen themselves to get on that path. You know, a lot of people love doing things. I mean, how long have you been doing this podcast now?
So this actual official podcast since January, cousin. Like this will be around about episode 150 in like 4 months. Cause I just been like, I thought, well, we already know, cause you like I intended to do this year for like 5 years ago. Like you jumped on with me ages ago but I never had it as a podcast. I knew this is what I wanted to do, and then I ended up on TikTok streaming and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, all of those hours of streaming and talking to people, and then I also went to like 17 different primary schools, cause so I grew up having to talk to different people all the time. I've traveled quite a bit. So you yarn like to all different kinds of people, and I love just hearing stories from different people, different walks of life. So yeah, for me, I'm gonna make the biggest podcast in the world, cuzzy. Unless the world burns before then, and that's what I'm gonna fucking do, cuz. And yeah, like I said, nearly 150 episodes in like 4 months, less than 4 months. So yeah,
Beautiful.
Yeah, self mastery, cuz.
Fucking,
You know, but then people were like, oh, because I was on with a brother before, and then I come here, and then I was like, oh, hey, my brother, I think I gotta go to the next one. He's like, fuck, you guys, another one already? I was like, yeah, I got 4 more after. I got 4 more today, like from him. So you, and then I got another 3 more, and I got a weekly show that me and the also are doing as well. So that's part of it. So all up would be 3 more after you. But I was like, and the bro's like, oh, how you do that? I was like, bro, fuck, I can like talking is, you know, I don't know. I've been able to do that forever. So you know what I mean? I've done it all my life. I had that training. I've been mastering, you know, what's that, 10,000 hours or whatever. Bro, like, I mean, we all talk, but I mean, talking with intent to understand people and to, I guess, entertain, to fucking make people laugh, all of that. That's been my whole life, cuz. So, like, I've been done heaps of 10,000 hours, brother. And then the last, like from back in the Instagram days, like, you know, 3-4 years ago, to even TikToking for like 3 years, bro. I've talked to so many different people from all walks of life every single day. But like, even heaps of them, when I got on TikTok, remember me saying to them, when I start a podcast one day, will you jump on? And like, when I've started messaging them now, they're like, fuck, I remember me asking me. Then I was like, yeah, I always intended. I think, I don't know, for whatever reasons, I just didn't pull the trigger. And now that I pulled the trigger, I'm trying to make up for lost time. That's part of the whole doing so many, and so, you know, and then having.
What made you pull the trigger? What was it?
What made
Can you remember the moment?
The moment, yeah, okay. The moment was I sat there, cousin. I just nearly took my life, and I was just fucking depressed, brother. And then I said to myself, "Fucking why are you down?" Like I try to I had the old extension cord, and I was gonna wrap it around the gable and, you know, give it the thing, because, yeah, you know, fucking, you know, I'll admit, you know, as funny as I am and whatever, you know, I have my own fucking issues. We all do. Yeah, and then I heard my baby fucking wake up. I heard my baby wake up. He's younger. He wasn't a baby then, but he woke up, and then it like stopped me from doing it, right? Because I had to go and attend to him. He's crying, like, you know, screaming, and he's teething. So, you know, he's got to soothe him, help him out, you know, give him some ice block, whatever the fuck, you know, something cold. And then. Not Bonjala though. This yuck, guys. Don't put it on your kids' gums. Anyway, no good, bruh. Do your research, eh?
Always do your research.
Yeah, especially when you put it in your fucking kids' fucking mouths and bodies and shit. But so I was like, fuck, like, so I was there, and then I said to myself, all right, what's the go? Because what I wanted to do before that, I got into this journey of like, I wanted to get number 1 in a TikTok, which was the rankings there, and I cracked it. I got it, but it took a while, like, because I didn't want to do it the conventional way of, like, I guess, like, a lot of the time, if you belittle people, this and that all the time, you can get up there, you know, because it's clout, you know what I mean? People are like, oh yeah, fuck, this is funny, or they hate it, so they, you know, support the other side, which then in turn makes you, you know, as much as you have haters, you're gonna have supporters as well, you know. So I didn't want to do that way. I just wanted to build a community and, you know, grow it that way and just have fun and like, yeah. But I still wanted to try and get number one. But it's obviously not up to me. It's up to people that support you to come and gift you to put you there too. But for me, it wasn't even for money or anything. It was just for to say I did it. You know what I mean? Like to say like, fuck, I got number one on TikTok. Like not many people can say, especially Maori. You know, there's only 3 that have ever done it, and then I think I'm the only one to do Rising Stars number one, Dream Factory number one, and Weekly's top one, which is, but it's a lot of mahi. It's a lot of mahi, a lot of talking, a lot of all of this. So that happens. I crack it finally after like a year and 2 years, and then but then just like anything, right? It's I seen a video from Sonny Bill recently saying about like he's won everything you can think of in rugby league, but as fun as all of that stuff was, would he change it? No. But as fun as all of that stuff was, every victory, World Cup win, Premiership, it's only temporary. Like the feeling's only temporary. So like the journey is the part that you got to enjoy, because that's the longest thing, right? Is that self-mastery to get to that pinnacle. But when you get to the pinnacle, you win. Like, you know, next day, like what do you do? Like if you drink, you fuck party for a week, whatever, hungover. But like, you know, yeah, you got the memories, but it's done. Like, you know what I mean? Now you got to decide if you want to climb the mountain again. So like I done that, and like I had achieved those things, and then I said to myself, I don't know, and it's just shit that I had like bottled up, stuff, other stuff that I hadn't sorted out, and I just thought, fuck, you know what I mean? I was just, I'm over this, you know what I mean, sort of a thing. Obviously, grateful, whatever. My son woke up, but obviously meant to be. I didn't do it, and then from that moment, brother, on, I sat there, I cried, brother. I mean, I cried, brother, like gangster ways, holding my son, trying to like soothe him, and I'm just pouring out tears. I'm not even there, really, you know what I mean? I'm patting him on the back, you know, doing all these things, but I'm thinking in my head, like, what, like, okay, like we can't, like all these different things that you can't change, that you can't go back and change. You wish you have done better. What can you do better? What can you do now that's gonna? It might not change things tomorrow. It might not change things in a week. It might not change things in a year, but it will change like the whole picture eventually. What is that? And what do you like? But what do you want to do that? Because I've always wanted to do something to impact people, whether it's just to bring them joy, whether it's to bring them information, whether it's to, you know, make them, you know what I mean, question their own thoughts, or, you know, or question me, whatever. I've always wanted to do stuff like that, but I like to. And so I said, well, like this podcast thing, I'll put it off. Like, let's go. So I started in January, but really I started like this time last year, properly researching, because I had studied it a little bit, but for fully getting into, okay, how do I, because there's, and then now that I've done it, even though I researched for like more than 6 months before I started, like fully like launched, bro, it's heaps of work, cuz holy rick. Because like, especially if you want to do it in the ways that I want to do it. Because so for example, there's been nearly 150 episodes. Yesterday was 134. For me, 44 is significant. So the first 43, this whole podcast, Mind the Mic itself, was meant to be a sports podcast. So I had this idea. I'm going to do a sports podcast. Then I'm going to do an interview one. And I'm going to do one where I do maybe different shows. But then so the 2 boys that I pitched it to, they ended up leaving, you know, to their own lives. And, you know, it's hectic. So, and shout out to the brothers. But like I pitched it to them, I created the whole thing, like, you know, and they obviously they helped me too. Don't get me wrong. Like the foundation that this bill was built on, you know, their voices as well. And their, you know, even the name itself, I won't lie, brother. MTM comes from fucking one was a Tongan, one was Maltese, and I'm Maori. Mind the Mic, but like, you know, so like that's how Mind the Mic itself, the name came from, right? And I'll never, like, you know, I'm not gonna fucking lie and say that it wasn't, brother, you know. But at the same time, even when it came to groundwork and creating everything, bro, I did all that. I put it all together, like, you know. But the boys definitely helped for sure. And, you know, so when they decided they wanted to part ways, just go and do their own thing, and just, you know, some didn't want to be on camera anymore, and just, you know, their own stuff. And I just said, all right, I've come this far. I already had the bones of these other podcasts set up, ready to go. I had actually filmed a few episodes with a sister of mine. We had filmed like 5-6 episodes of another show that I was going to do then. Yeah, but then she couldn't do it for, you know what I mean? She's busy, but she's still, you know, still a part of this journey too. So I said, okay, well, like that's all sort of not working. The boys have left. What do I do now? I said, fuck, I'm just going to go hard at this. I'm just going to put it all on one and just go in. So that was January. Oh, sorry, first week of February, I think. So we've done 43 episodes, like they just came out until then. And then the first week of February, I said, okay, let's rock and roll. Like fucking, and then I did a solo episode saying much love to the brothers. It's a 10-minute episode. Anybody that's listening audibly or watching anywhere, whenever you do watch or listen, you could go back. Episode 44 is for me where my first big pivot came on the podcast. And so that was the first time where I laid out everything that I wanted to do, and that you know, we're pivoting now. The boys have moved on, and much love to them. But like, no, we're gonna go give it a crack. You know, we're gonna go give it a smash, and this way. And I want to set up different shows with different people, and then like even that like seems like, oh, because I said to people, Mind the Mic's a podcast, but it's more of like a media company or a network, I guess, because we have like Empathy and Energy, which is a quote show that the sister and I do every Sunday about like where we read quotes. And yesterday's one was crazy because she gave up her vape, so she was bad. But like, you know what I mean? But yeah, she goes into quotes and breaks them down, and we talk about what does that quote mean to you, or like bounce off little significances through our own lives with the quote, or whoever with the audience. It's a live one that we do. And then tonight, also Leka, we do UBU, which is you know, just us being us. And we're two fathers. He's Samoan, I'm Maori, but he grew up Maori, so a lot of the same upbringing, same understandings, and also just, you know, trying to be dads, trying to do the best we can for our children. So that's the go there. And then I started the sports one because I'm a big Warriors fan. I love the Warriors, brother. So I got one of my boys, and then to come in, let's watch the games together on stream, and let's because I've already been a streamer, and let's watch them live and just react to them and have fun, and then also build a little sports show. And then the sister that does the quote show with me, she doesn't know anything about football, only Samoan that doesn't know anything about rugby, really, her and her mum. But I said to her, it'll be cool for you to come and jump on the show, because she asked different questions that people that don't watch rugby would probably ask. So pulled that together. But I sort of like outlay a lot of that on that 10-minute episode 44. So the moment was, yeah, it was that my son. And then from then on, that's like you said, brother, every day, daily deposit. So that was nearly a year ago, probably, I think like I don't know the day exactly, but it was May, brother, last year. So it was like May, June, around there, May, June last year. I think the last week of May. I can't remember the exact. But I was like, from then on, brother, that even though I was still like, and I was still sort of in the TikTok world, like mostly, but like I wasn't on as much as I used to be. I was just daily deposit, like always listening to something that's gonna grow the podcast, something that's gonna grow it as a business eventually. All of these kinds of things. How can I? So everything that I consumed from then on was nothing but that, pretty much. You know what I mean? Besides watching the Warriors once a week, which is a little outlet for me, escape, and a little bit of the All Blacks when they played in the World Cup. Most of it was just, everything else was just that podcast, like about learning honing in on it, brother, on everything to do with how to become the best. And then like Gary V was a big one for me. It was like, just post every day. And even with just post every day. Like, even if no one's watching, someone's watching. Like, even if you only get 10 views, if you post that 10 times, that's 100 views. You know what I mean? So we're to a point now where I've got like a scheduled planner. We just upload into the planner, and it keeps going, where clips come out every day. Like this video, right? We might get 40 clips from it, 50 clips, whatever. They're good talking points. And those, and you would have seen them on fucking my socials probably. But they come out, there's like 20 of them that come out every day. Like, whether they get views
I see your feed
every day, brother, every day, guys, on all different topics too. And because like people are like, oh, you got to pick a niche and stick with it, and that's how you grow, stand for something, or for you know what I mean? Sort of, you know, pick, you know, if you don't have one thing that you're standing on, you're gonna lose it because you got too many directions. But like, no, I think that because someone's like, oh, you should just be a sports podcast. I was like, but I like more than just sports. I like to talk to people like my brother Sunday. I like to talk to, like, even though, you know, you're big in that, you love the old fighting and all that as well. But even I like to talk to a fucking doctor if you can tell us some shit. I got some business dudes. I got some even media people that, you know, probably are in that brainwashed mainstream media system. But let's hear what they have to say. Let's speak on their journey, and it's more about the humanity. Like, how did you become
universally minded?
My brother. So
you're universally minded.
So for me, I don't mind. I don't like. I don't want to be boxed in and just be a sports podcast. I don't want to just talk to rugby players. I don't want to just talk to like fighters and not fucking like I have like a master chef. Like there's so many just through my TikTok connections of people that I've met, that whether they're big content creators or just people that don't even have a platform, but they have a cool story that I've connected with. And I'm like, bro, why wouldn't I tell that story? It's cool. It's interesting, you know. One of the Maori ladies on there that I met, she's a master chef, you know, contestant, but her whole journey is crazy. And she owned all these different businesses in this mining town and realized that there was a pain point in this mining town that she could capitalize on. And she was passionate about, you know, doing beauty and stuff. So she was like fucking looking after all these mining ladies and then, like, you know, eyelashes, all that kind of stuff. And then she did had a kids party business with like balloons and all these things. And then she had fucking, but like those kind of stories. Let's tell those stories, Baba. Let's put those out. These relatability, right? And even like, and this crazy thing is people are starting to resonate. I mean, a lot of the people that I've had on, some like high, I guess, profile in their field, will message and say, that was the coolest interview I've ever done. And then I'm like, oh, whatever, but don't be eat us. You know what I mean? They're like, nah, like it was fun now. It wasn't like normal. You know what I mean? So yeah, I believe in this cousin. I believe I can.
That's fucking awesome.
So
that's exactly
my position is myself, my brother. Just, you know,
that's
just
exactly
keep
why I
going.
wrote the book.
Yeah, okay, go. Let's go. Let's get into that anyway. Fuck it out. You're getting me talk about myself now. It's about you.
It's good. Because a lot of people think that they got to stick to one thing. This is why I've had a lot of students over the years, man, that, you know, that they're doing well, they're wealthy, they got good jobs, businesses, loving wife, family, but they're still miserable.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're still staying stuck in this one realm where they think they have to be. They don't have to be.
Yeah, 100. But I like that. So that's the reason that you wrote the book.
Yeah, I made that book, and it's also part of Tribe Living Legacy. Is legacy. You know, you create something and then you pass it on. You leave it on to someone else. Is that your baby you're talking to?
No. I just got a delivery because. Got it like that, brother. No. Not even there.
You made it.
We made it, baby.
You made it.
Got a delivery. It's not a coffee too, because I don't even drink the shit. But I don't even really drink hot drinks. But I'll take it because you know, sometimes it warms up the vocal cords a little bit. Eh?
Yeah, especially with what you're doing. But yeah, that's why I wrote the book, bro. I just put all my information of self-mastery, health and wellness, the way I've done it, to help people repair, evolve into sin. That's my motto. And to get them, you know, there's a lot of people that hit in the same situation as you, bro. You know, they're happy on the outside, but on the inside, they're getting more depressed, more confused every single fucking day because they're getting saturated with shit that's not fulfilling them in any way. And they haven't got any guidance on, like, what do I want? What will make me happy? What will actually make me happy? And then having entertain the idea. A lot of people know what they want, but they think that they shouldn't want it for some reason that someone else has said, or for some other reason, that for whatever way they've been brought up. It's the reason why our culture is so important.
Other people, you're right. Like other people can stop people from like people get paralyzed by other people's opinions. Like, who gives a damn, cousin? You know what I mean? Like that's one thing. I'll never
to one niche.
Yeah, my family. Shout out to them. Shout out to my aunties. Love you. But no. But you know, that's been I've never had that problem ever. Like, I've never cared what people think. Literally, do not care. And probably sometimes it might be a bad thing. Like in my life, bro. But like,
it can be. That can also be a bad thing too. You gotta have that. You gotta become self-aware of your balance. You know, listen to opinions, but then really ask yourself if that's you.
Yeah, you know what, brother? Like listening to some of your kōrero back in the days, that's actually helped me. I'll be honest, brother. It actually helped me become more aware of that, brother. Be more aware of self, of like listening to when it's actually, you know, when it comes from like a negative place of like it's just literally like, or these ones, because I spoke on this before because I had this guy on before and we were talking about how, you know, just people being haters and just because their own insecurities or whatever. But when people are like, oh, how did you get him on? But it's like, it's a question, but it's like a demeaning question. Like, you ain't good enough. Like, we aren't all just humans out here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we can't all fucking talk to, like, he's a human and I'm a human and we can talk. Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, well, how are you getting these people on? Like, because I asked him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they said, yes, it's simple. Yeah, like,
Because
but it's like,
you actually acted. You acted. A lot of people, they're quick to talk shit, but they won't act on doing things for themselves.
yeah, but even me, brother, I've been that person where I've talked shit about myself and not done it, or said I want to do this, want to do that. That's another reason why, like, with the tears are falling, I'm thinking of all the things, brother. And I'll be honest, bro, I'm a fucking talented individual, cuzzy. Like, you know, a lot of us people are Maoris and polys, bro. I fucking anything I fucking do, I can do mean, cuz on, and that's not braggadocious, that's honest, baby. You know what I mean? Like, and I think we can stand in our power and be proud of and know who we are and be self-aware enough to know our abilities, but then also not be like demeaning to it. Because a lot of people, you say that it's like, oh, talk poppy syndrome, or be humble. Well, like, I can be fucking who I am and still be humble, like, and still be grateful for life and grateful for my family, but still be proud of my achievements or what I know I can do. Like, and back myself, like, there's nothing wrong
Especially when you put in the work.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you got to just put it out like that. You got to tell people, hey, look, I put in the fucking work to do this.
Yeah.
That's why I can do it.
Yeah.
And I also come from a place of compassion, because I know that people deep down inside, they just needed that nurturement to be the same. It's just retaliating off their own insecurities. I always say to people, like, look, you can do whatever you want to, but that's up to you. It's up to you. You can keep running off the old programs that you're still running off, wasting your time and energy about what other people say and think, your family, your friends. If none of your people around you actually want to support you and see you do good, then you need to assess your circle of people. You need to assess yourself. Like, as in, why are you there?
Yeah.
Why are you there? Is it familiar? Is it making you comfortable? Because if you want good things in this life, you got to work for it. Even if you got to go at it alone for a little bit.
But yeah, hey, that was powerful, cuz I resonate with that run right there. Even if you got to go at it for a little bit, baby, got to get in the trenches. And you know what, brother? And like, hard work is key in anything, right? And like, that's one thing you can't shake, and whatever it is. And you know, Maoris, we built on being able to mahi hard. But for me, like a lot of the time, I just didn't like. I don't want to work for nobody, cuz, you know what I mean. That shit didn't fulfill me. You know what I mean? It's like, but then also you be depressed and down and out, and not fucking also not chasing what you needed or what does fulfill you. You know what I mean? So that's it, brother. Like, when the boys left, I could have just gave up, bro. You know what I mean? Because we had a little system and we're just rolling, you know, that, like, you know, like I said, I set it all up, I edited it all that kind of stuff. They did it, obviously help assist as well, but majority of the fucking groundwork, I did it all. I fucking, you know, most of it, you know what I mean? But when they left, most people probably would have just gave up. Fuck it. You know, there's I seen a stat, and I don't know. I'm paraphrasing right now because it's off the top, and I'm, you know, running on fuck all sleep, and just, you know, we running here. But it says that like there's like out of all the episodes, out of all the podcasts on like all these podcast platforms, only, you know, not, I think it's like fucking 50% only do one episode, and then because I hear there's another one I've heard is like, oh, everyone's doing podcasts now, like one. Cool, like, good on them, and like, fucking go get it. And if they want to collab, fuck, I'll jump on too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we can all win out here, but like, just because someone else is winning doesn't mean we can't win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we can't. And also, I just feel like I outwork everyone when it comes to this, because, like, you know what I mean? I just believe it. You know what I mean? I've got a long way to get to Joe Rogan level, like, of like thing, but I believe I can get there. Fucking oath. You know what I mean?
Get that $100 million and get on Spotify.
Yeah, and not even for the $100 million, cuz just for like, fuck, we did it. Like, I fucking said I'm gonna build the biggest podcast in the world. I said this to Sun years ago, and we're here. And even if like people don't like, it doesn't even have to be like you win the award to say you got the biggest, just to be in that realm of like people when you're trending on the next to like those followers, you're like, yeah, we cracked it. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. What's the next?
There's a goal like that, to want it more than anything, because a lot of people will not even try because they're like, oh, I don't want that. And really, deep down inside, they do. They just don't believe.
Yeah, that's
they
it.
Put
But
things
you know
on a pedestal too much.
And but they forget to break. And then they got to break shit down too, my brother. Like, for me, I was like, okay, how do we get there now? That's not. We don't get there every day by looking at it, going, I'm gonna make the biggest podcast in the world, and that's all I'm looking at. No. My agreement with myself was daily deposits every day, no matter how you feel. Put a daily deposit into what you're doing, like,
That's it. Break it down.
And go over and above if you can. If you fall asleep at the desk, that's okay. Obviously, I've got to find a little bit of balance, I think, like, because I am tired sometimes, but it's a journey. Hey, brother, I'm figuring it out, cuz, you know.
Yeah, that's it. And daily deposits, as you said, just even the smallest little bit. There's about consistency.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
I always tell my students, when hey, you don't feel like training today, do something. Do something.
That's it. Do something. Go for a fucking walk or something. Yeah, go for a run or something. Yeah.
Run around with the ball, stretch.
Yeah, something.
Put the gloves on. Just hit the bag. You don't have to do a whole big circuit. Just hit the bag.
Yeah.
Once you start getting warmed up and stuff, you will not. It's about finding that natural, building a good relationship with the thing that's going to help you get the things that you want.
Yeah, and I think that's another one too, brother. Doing that, like,
relationship. It's how you develop it.
Yeah, that physical consistency too, because, like, when you're doing all of this and you're sitting, you're not really exercising as much. So I've started to do that more recently. Hey, we gotta let's fucking daily deposit some of that mahi too. Get back in the gym, be consistent. So then, it's only like recently, because what I was trying to do is I was trying to fit it around my schedule. But when you do that, you're always gonna fucking push it to the side. So, like, what I did is I took out a two, how I got that calendar, because you've booked in about the 30,000th time. No. But yeah. Sorry, my brother, I gotta do it again. My brother, I gotta do it. Nah, but that's what it was. Tribe Living Legacy, baby. It's Tribe Living Legacy. So that's what it is. But and it won't be the last time you click in the planner either, because we got many more to do, my brother. I'm sure. But yeah, with all of that, but I like when you decide, oh, okay, I'm gonna like work around my plan, like my schedule. No, you never do. So I blocked out a 2 hour. I took out one of the slots, and I said that's when I either go to the fucking gym or I do something physically, because otherwise I'm gonna keep making excuses, and then the fucking cheeks are gonna go like this small, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta so gotta prioritize that too in my life, and I realized that because
you gotta look after the physical vehicle. You can only go so far. You gotta look after this. You gotta look after this. You gotta look after this.
Yeah.
You gotta look after everything.
How do you go with like sleep in that, brother? With your journey, like self mastery, all that. How does sleep go? Because you're always doing shit. Is that a struggle sometimes?
I can do good on at least 5.5 hours, at least 3 nights in a row, and then on the 4th night, I'll make sure I get a good 6 to 7.
Yeah,
and then I can go running off 5.5.
But you just know you fine tune the machine, so you know how much gasoline you can put in there before you need to top up how much oil. Let's go. Self mastery,
look after all the areas. I always check my body. All right, what's fatigue today? Where's my mind at today? What is the first thing that's running off? How do I want to perform today? I'll sit down and I always meditate first in the morning.
Yeah,
it's the best time to do it, by the way, is because that's when the bridge between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind is open. True. And you wanna do that auto suggestion where you visualize how you want to think, feel, and behave. What do you want to do today? That's how you want your future to look like. That's the best time to do it, is when you're in a sleepy state. So as soon as you wake up, and when you're tired and getting ready for bed, so even just a few minutes, you just sit there and you visualize, you embody. Embody is what I pretty much say. Don't just watch, think about what you want or how you want to be. You need to embody it. Like how would you be when you are #1 podcaster? What would you be feeling?
I'll still be me, my cousin. I'll still be me. Look at this hoary ass shit. I'll probably still be it might be a bit flash up behind me, but fucking shout out to the fucking, we got a fan dropped this off, fucking sent this to the assistant. She dropped it off yesterday. Bit of a banner, like an actual fucking physical proper one. I don't know how to
have a bigger one by that time, I guarantee.
Oh yeah, we'll probably have a studio by then. But I'll still be me, cuz I'll still be like, I'm still gonna be me, but I'll still sleep on the floor with the fart, you know what I mean? I'll still fucking share my bloody chips with somebody, cuzzy, and like have a yarn to anybody. Like, I don't believe that would change ever, my brother, because ever. But yeah, when you say what will I be like, what do you mean exactly? You're not talking about that?
Well, what is this podcast? What number of podcast is this for you?
I don't know the exact number because I just sort of work out on like where we are, like what I feel like. Okay, well, I've dropped this one today. Where should I slot this in the thing? So I'll say this will be like maybe 150 or something like that, my brother. 150. Let's say
150. Yeah,
150.
Make up a number. 150. By the time you get to number one, you'll probably have done at least maybe 1,000 podcasts.
Oh, easy. Like a couple thousand. Yeah.
Think of all that information you've accumulated from other individuals that's unlocked new neural pathways in your mind, connected other neural pathways together. You won't be the same person because you'll be thinking and you won't be the same character. The same character.
Yeah. Like the morals and the core of the person will be the same. Is that what you're saying? But will expand as a human.
You'll be a more expanded. Yeah, and the more you see yourself as number one podcast, the closer you'll get to it, because every time you embody it and feel you see yourself there, you're making it happen because you're promoting your body and your mind to continuously do the things that need to be done to make that happen. So
I'll fucking do their things. They're all about that, cuz. But so visualize that every.
It's all meditation.
True. I want to fucking and all this shit out. Like,
those things can happen. There's many different.
Because I don't want to home, geez. But I can do that. I can picture it. Fucking know. Well, and in a way, I believe I do that every day. Like every click of the fucking mouse, every fucking type, every message because like that's, bro. Even we spoke on it last night how much mahi there is in it, eh? Like and like the sis who's been helping me, and she said to me the other day, she was like, she started doing the planner for me, which takes one job off the thing. And I showed her a couple of other things, like how we put the audios up and writing the descriptions and all these different things. And she's like, fuck, I can't believe you're doing all this by yourself. She's like, fucking hell. I was like, cuz, like, and then we were talking about, because someone goes, how like, people go, oh, like, they work like whatever day. And I was like, yeah. They're like, how much do you like do it? And then she's like, bro, like 23 hours in 1 hour sleep before it goes. I was like, because I was like, yeah, but like when I'm doing it, my brother, I don't get me wrong, my body gets tired, but I literally don't feel exhausted. But like I don't like obviously the body gets tired because the body's a physical thing, right? But my mana, my way to it, cause like my spirit, I feel fucking like ready to go, baby, ready to go. Like I could do another 10 more in a row, cuzzy. Like, and let's go.
That's your soul's purpose. You found your soul's purpose, and
that's
why I wrote the book, to help people just at least not tell them how to do it, but how to guide them. It's a guide. That's why it's a guide to figure out what your soul purpose is. And a simple way is, what do you naturally love doing? What makes you happy? What literally makes you happy from the belly? And then go from there.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with the book? Like, are you gonna like publish it like through a publisher, or?
Yeah, it's just available in a digital form at the moment. Eventually, we'll look at publishing it, but I'm also looking at probably also modifying it a bit to make it more, I guess, to be more assertive in assisting them to make it easier, pretty much.
Probably, we should speak about it later. I got because I'm gonna do I started constructing a few they're PDFs, but they're pretty much books, but they're like little like manuals, I guess, on like how to do certain things that I've done. And I've got to release those. So like, but like in digital form, and I've done like a lot of that research around that and how to. So if you want some help on that, let me know, because I got you always, brother. Just hit me up. We'll suss it out. So what's it going to be called? And when do you feel like you'll be releasing it, or not sure just yet?
It's already available on my website.
Oh, let's go. There you go, fam.
It's for sale on my website. And then when version 2 comes out, anyone that's purchased it will get the second version for free.
Yeah. So you're investing in the long run, and there'll be more versions to come, fam.
Yeah. And just putting everything that I've learned to help people discover their soul purpose, learn how to look after their mind, taking a journey of personal development, self-mastery, working on themselves daily. What can I work on and improve on? How can I be a better man, father, husband, coach, whatever it is? Am I lacking in leadership? All right, well, then let's focus on that. What am I lacking in leadership? Do I need to lead with more patience? Do I need to lead with more courage? Do I need to just keep working on learning more in the field that I am, instead of just sitting in one area thinking, okay, I know enough to do this, and then just trying to run off that for the rest of our lives. And that's how a lot of people get stagnant. They plateau, they go backwards. And then also helping people to look after their body by helping them to understand it, right? Because your physical vehicle is like your car. If you don't look after it, and the frame is all bent out of whack, it's going to be very hard to drive. So you got to keep it strong, keep it flexible, keep it energetic so that you can do what you love and experience it better. And just better. Just doing it, always working on yourself to do things better. If you have a good, strong, sharp mind that's constantly growing and adapting, you'll be able to overcome challenges and be more productive every single day. Same with your body. Keep looking after it, keep making it strong, more flexible, more agile, more energetic. You'll be able to do the things that you love better quality. You'll be able to experience the things that you love doing, or even the things that you hate doing, right? You'll be more resilient. You'll be more conditioned, taking care of your heart, not burying shit. It's the shit that's deep in your heart that's just got some friction there. You got to put it out on the table and figure out what it is, because if the mind and the heart are not coherent with each other, you're just going to always be going backwards and forth, backwards and forth, backwards and forth. Your mind and your heart has to be fixed on the same, you have to be in the same frequencies, fixed on the same goal, right? If your heart's in it, then your mind can be completely in it. Otherwise, if your mind's on something, but your heart's pulling you to something else, then you've always got that friction, right? And then that causes other problems, bad choices, not working out at all. Then your body starts going down. If your body feels like shit and starts aching, you start having more negative, irritable thoughts. When that starts riding, you start making poor choices and decisions, like what you put in your body, and then the cycle just goes on and on and on and on and on. So self-mastery is why I really got it, because I really found that this was a key that not just only helped myself, but also my students. And I figured this is one of the best legacies I think any human being could leave behind, just like our ancestors, right? When we got to a conscious age of 7, the mama would look after the boy, and then once he became more conscious around age 7, 8, the father would say, all right, come here, I'm going to teach you how to hunt. I'm going to teach you how to fight, and so forth and so forth and so forth, so that he could look after himself, so that he could provide for himself, so that he could contribute to the tribe and continue passing on their knowledge and wisdom and so forth and so forth. And it's the same thing that we're doing right now. We're passing on our knowledge, helping others get ahead faster, better. And then that's how we become more fulfilled ourselves, because when we put that energy out there, it always comes back.
Beautiful, brother. So what's the name of the book?
Martial Mana Masteries. So it's a martial way of mastering yourself. So it's not just martial arts for the body, but also functional performance, holistic health, conscious elevation, spirituality, everything the human being needs to gain a sense of, okay, I don't know where I want, what I want, I don't know who I want to be, but if this guy can help someone, just at least, just one, even if it's just one person, help them find direction in their life in a positive way, then my work is done. And then that person will eventually find some way to do the same thing for someone else. And that's how people are, right?
Yeah, that's it, brother. Where do they find it?
On our website, tlguardians.com.
Send it to me and I'll put it in the description too for like Spotify and YouTube and that Apple Podcast, so it'll be in all the descriptions as well. People can look it up. Got a couple of questions before we get out of here, brother.
All right.
If you could only have one meal for the rest of your life, what do you choose? Because it's got to be a proper meal. It can't be like a combination.
Is it one food or one meal?
No, one meal, like a dish. Don't be like making up your own dish right now. No.
I was just thinking, fuck. Bro, I'm basic, man. I love my steak on the fire.
Ooh,
some veggies.
Yeah, what veggies?
Potatoes.
Yep.
Mashed potatoes. Actually, I'll say steak and mashed potatoes.
Not even veggies now. That's yum now. No, that's
Two
good.
veggies, potatoes and sweet potato.
Some kumala. No.
Kumara. Maybe a doughboy, I don't know.
Oh, up the doughboys. Yeah. How do you like your ball up?
Done properly.
Yeah, but are you like are you a cabbage? Are you a cabbage?
Oh.
Are you a watercress? Are you a puha? Which one
Watercress.
do you prefer? Oh, watercress, cousin. Oh, bro, watercress, cousin.
I love it.
Straight up.
I love it. Watercress, really good juicy pork bones, beef bones. Actually, I prefer beef bones. Actually, yeah, I'm a beef kind of.
Even brisket. You like the brisket?
I love brisket. Fuck. That's slow cook, yeah.
Oh yeah, slow cook that baddie.
Hold on.
Wait, even chuck it in the hangi, brother. Put some fucking marinades on that bad boy. Ooh,
That's it, bro. That's it. And it's one of the best ways to eat. Primal, simple as possible.
Try. That's it, my brother. Hey, let's go. If you if you could have one superpower, which one do you choose and why? You can make one up too if you want. If you got one in your head, you could just fucking, because some people have created some cool ones.
I would say, fuck, that's a hard one. I'll probably what's that? What's that Marvel chick's name?
Who, Jean Grey? No.
Oh, actually, I forgot about her. But yeah, that would be it. The telekinesis.
Fuck.
I was thinking about the other Marvel one, the red chick.
Oh,
Scarlet Witch.
Huh?
Red Scarlet.
Oh, my boy just said, is it Red Scarlet?
I don't know. You're telling me.
Like that. It was either that or be half Saiyan.
Oh, what? So what are you saying? No.
Every time I train, I get stronger and I can produce energy balls and fly and do all that.
Yeah, up the saying. Half. Yeah, up the saying. I like it. Give us 10 years from now. Visualization. Son, Walesi Lui. What's life like?
What's life like? It's fucking beautiful. I am on my 100-acre earthship homestead community farm. Got horses, growing our own organic food, people living with us in New Zealand. Animals, kids. I just wake up, train.
More kids.
Raise my kids, ride horses with them all day, maybe travel a bit with the missus. That's where I see myself 10 years from now, bro.
I like it, brother.
Anyone that comes on our community farm, you can live there for free.
I'm coming for a visit anyway, cuz we come to a live podcast. Fucking, I'll be there, my cuzzy. That's us. No, I mean, time's the most valuable commodity we have as human beings, my cuzzy. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Time you could have spent with the whānau. Time you could have spent with Mumsy, making some more whānau. No, but I appreciate you, cuz straight up. And I look forward to seeing your success. And I mean it, brother. Like, a lot of your words, like, have resonated with me over the years and continue to. And a lot of the application of this podcast and this journey, a lot of that mindset I attribute to just listening to some of the stuff, even the conversations we had back in the days as well, and just listening, brother, to you with your stories and your journey, brother. And so I thank you for that. But I mean, I could listen to all of it, and if I didn't apply, it would have been shit. So, appreciate you, cuz.
I'm happy for you.
Nah, hard, brother. And I don't know when, like, I'll figure out when exactly I'm going to pull this one. We're up to 35, 36, I think. So, yeah, it'll be between now and 50 that we'll drop it. This one, not exactly sure when.
But how long does it take for you to edit one of these?
Brother, pretty quick now, cuz. No, I don't even. You know what it is? I don't even fuck. I used to like at the start. I was trying to put so much time, and then I thought about it. I was like, bro, like, all the time I'm putting into editing this, I could just put it up, G. Like, just let it be what it is, and like let people think what they think, and go to the next one, and to the next one, and to the next one. You know what I mean? And then when it gets to a point where we're big, and then someone else fucking takes over and does all that flash editing, then they can. But like, you know, I made like these overlay things. I don't know if you can see like your face and you holding the axe there, and like I made all those, and I try and make one every person that comes on. Yeah, Instagram stalker, cuzzy. But like, so I'll make all those before, but now I just like, bro, I just chuck it into the thing, and then I try like, by tonight I'll have it uploaded into the YouTube, and I'll have the audio done like in description written, depending on how much time I got between episodes and what I got to do outside of that. I'll put it straight into the system, but then when it comes out, I just figure out the schedule, depending on my feeling, the vibe, whatever it is. But and also there's a few backed up, so we've got to wait. It's got to figure it out. Or if I feel like this message needs to come out now, I'll pull it forward. You know what I mean? And push someone else on the next week or whatever. So, I know it's my process, but I'm enjoying it, cuz. Yeah. But this has been a pleasure, and I hope you enjoyed it, my brother. And I'm sure people will take from this some good value from yourself, and maybe even me, from the last hour and 35, 40 minutes, whatever it's been, when they listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you get podcasts, as well as the whole video on YouTube. And the clips, my brother, are you okay with collabing on the clips when they come out?
Definitely.
Sweet, my brother. Well, send them your way. I don't know. I'll when the episode drops, I'll tag you. I'll collab with you with one, and then they will just come out whenever they come out in the line. Because the plan is, I just put them in the upload section, get all the clips. AI makes the clips. Shout out to AI. Makes the old clips, so I don't have to. Yeah, brother. Well, I just don't have to. Like, for me, it's just a tool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna use it to fucking make the clips, because then otherwise I'm sitting there by myself for a whole day trying to edit our episodes clips. I could have done more episodes, so I just chuck those in the upload ones folder once they're all done. But even those, you still gotta they still like AI makes them, but I still gotta put the tags on them, still gotta download them, still gotta put them into the upload folder, and then take them from there into the planner to be uploaded, because I put them on like 10 platforms every day. We post on like 10 platforms every day. So how you see them on Instagram, it's just like that on YouTube. It's just like that on TikTok. It's just like that on Facebook. It's just like that on LinkedIn. Everywhere, but I'll put it everywhere. You know what I mean? If we want to be the biggest podcast in the world, we're not going to do it just by posting on Instagram. So, we're going to do what we do. But we're on the way, my brother. And I'll let you know when it comes out, and I'll tag you up. Loves to the whānau, my brother. Oh. Thank you so much for watching this full episode of Mind the Mic. It takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to create these episodes. So to know that you've watched and listened to the entire thing means the world to myself and all our hosts. If you could, before you leave, please hit the subscribe button and share this episode out to as many people as possible. It would help us so much. Thank you again to everybody that's still here, still watching. Thank you for all your comments, all your shares, all the DMs. Appreciate you all. Make sure you follow us on every platform. Have an awesome morning. Have an awesome night, depending on where you are in the world. Mind the mic out.
Oi, have you hit the link in bio yet?
Watch full episodes on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all streaming platforms.